this video, we are going to learn about the concept of production. We are going to learn about the total product, marginal product, and then the average product in economics, and then learn some things under the concept of production. So stay tuned. I am Seima or Esiedu Emmanuel. So total product is the total output realized from producing after combining variable factors with the fixed factor at a given time frame. And then total product can be computed by AP. TP is equal to AP times L. That is, total product is equal to average product times labor. What is marginal product? The marginal product, or MP, is the change that occurs in total product as per unit change in the quantity of variable factor employed in the production. MP is equal to the change of total product. Marginal product is the change of total product on change of labor. That is, TPN minus TP0 on LN minus L0 will give you the marginal product. Also, the average product, or the AP, could be defined as the output per unit of variable factor and factor used in production. And then the average product is equal to the total product over the labor employed. Let's look at short run phenomena law of return. Return of factor. Return of factor is the changes that occur in the level of output due to the changes arising from employing variable factor in production. Returns to a factor is also termed as the law of returns. The level of output of the firm can be either increased or decreased by way of varying the variable factor, while the fixed factor is fixed in the short run, meaning a producer cannot vary the fixed factor in the short run. Types of return to factor. There are 4 types, and they are: 1. Increasing returns to a factor; 2. Decreasing returns to a factor; 3. Constant returns to a factor; and then the last one is negative returns to a factor. There are 2 methods used in analyzing returns to a factor in the short run, and they are the isoquant and then the law of diminishing marginal returns. Let's explain increasing returns to a factor. An increasing returns to a factor occurs at the point in time when marginal product is observed rising more rapidly. This is to say that as the producer increases the variable input employed in the production, the level of production goes up more rapidly than the variable input employed. Reason behind the increasing returns to a factor is that the increasing returns to a factor arises at the beginning stage of a production when the fixed factor employed is too large to extend that using more variable factor lead to an increase of output which is more than the rate of increase in the variable factor. Decreasing returns to a factor. It is recorded at the point when marginal product begins to fall but remains positive, but the total product decreases at a decreasing rate. This is because the variable factor employed is very large. Hence, employing this on a fixed factor will definitely offer labor with smaller units of input or resources to work with, leading to a reduction in marginal product and total product. You understand? If you employ people more than the variable factor, that means they are not going to work efficiently, and then the marginal product will begin to fall. Also, constant return to a factor. Constant return to a factor is experienced when the level of marginal product or output move in the same proportion with the total product or total output. That is, as the variable factor applied rises, it rises in the same rate as the total output. That is to say, proportionate change in the variable factor brings the same proportionate change in the level of output. Reason is that the constant return to a factor is that as we apply variable factor to the fixed factor in production, it gives the same proportionate change in output level. Negative returns to a factor occurs as marginal products record a negative figure and the total product also falling. Example, when you add more labor to like a business, you see the marginal product can fall. You see, when you get negative, that is where the fall in this thing comes. That is where the negative returns comes, when you get negative number. Importance of the law of diminishing marginal returns. It helps to explain firm behavior pattern in relationship to the cost in short run. 2. It enables us to understand and identify the economic and non-economic stages of or phases in production cycle. 3. It gives the producer the opportunity to determine the best proportion of variable factor on the fixed factor in production. Assumptions under the law of marginal returns. The law of marginal returns, the law assumes that the level of firm's technology remains constant. This is because if there should be any advancement in the firm's technology, there is likelihood for the firm to increase its output and when more variable factor is applied on a fixed factor, which might increase the marginal product to fall. Therefore, a firm level of technology should remain unchanged. 2. It is assumed that all variable factors applied on a fixed factor is efficient. The law helps to understand the reason behind when a producer applies variable factor continuously on a fixed factor will lead to a reduction or decline in production or decline in marginal products. It is assumed that only one factor is fixed while other factor of production remains unchanged. It is assumed that the scale of output and capacity of production remains unchanged. So that these are the assumptions under the law of marginal returns. So all this we did was under the short run period. So let's look at the long run. In the long run, all inputs are variable. This is because the capacity can be expanded. Additional land can be rented and factory building can be expanded. In short, in the long run, both fixed and variable inputs can be changed. In production, the long run time period or stage is termed as the law of returns to scale. The law of returns to scale. The fixed inputs are also called plant scale. What is returns to scale? The concept return to scale means the impact of the outcome of change done in the level of a firm's input. Simply put, a firm can either increase or decrease in its input and output in the long run period. Types of returns to scale or the stages. We have increasing return to scale, constant return to scale, and then decreasing or diminishing return to scale. Increasing returns to scale happens when the change in the output is more than the change that occurred in the input. So maybe you are working at a rate of 100%. So when you add 10% to your 100%, making 110%, that is the input. Then you get an output of 150%, meaning that you have get additional 40%. So that is an increased return to scale. The constant return to scale is a situation whereby the change that occurs in the level of output brings the same change in the level of input. In other words, the proportion of increase in all factors input bring the same proportionate increase in the total output. Then decreasing return to scale comes about when the changes that occur in output level is smaller or lesser than the change that occurred in the input stage. Let's look at the last subtopic here, the relationship between MP, TP, and then the AP. 1. As the producer applied the first unit of the variable factor on the fixed factor, the total unit of the total product, average product, and the marginal are the same. It could be deduced from schedule above that when the first unit of labor was applied on land which was fixed, the total product, average product, and marginal product were the same as the units. Also, the total product increase faster than the average product and then the marginal product. Also, total product attain its maximum level when marginal product is 0 and average product continues to fall. And again, when total product begins to fall, the marginal product becomes negative. Also, marginal product, it falls faster than the total product and then the average product. That is all for the relationship between the three of them. Let's look at the relationship between marginal product and then the total product. So here we say that total product rises faster than the marginal product. And then also, as marginal product falls, total product increases at a decreasing rate. And then marginal product becomes 0 when total product is maximized. And then total product increases at a decreasing rate when marginal product is maximized. Again, the addition of marginal product at any level or point in the time of is equal to the total product at that level. This only holds when the difference in the term of variable factor use is 1. Last one, the last point. As marginal product record its negative value, total product begins to decrease. The reason is that total product is attained through the additional successive marginal product. So as marginal product gets a negative value, definitely the value for a total product will fall or will decrease. Let's look at the last subtopic here, the relationship between marginal product and average product. At the point where marginal product and average product are rising, marginal product rises faster than the average product. This means that when both marginal and average product is increasing, the rate of increase in marginal product is greater than as in average product. Also, marginal product is equal to average product at the point where average product curve meets the marginal product curve. This presupposes that the marginal product attains its maximum level before average product is maximized. Marginal product also decreases or falls faster than the average product. And then as marginal product falls to 0 and negative values, average product would be